You're watching Suck Professor. Hello everybody, it's me Hank. I'm joined by
James.
James! Welcome everybody to our Westworld 2 episode, Season 2, Episode 2. The title was... Reunion.
Yes, Reunion.
Yeah. You didn't know what I was asking you. So we're going to do a quick review here, kind of a preview of our big long shot by shot, which I'll put a link in the description for that. Just so you know, spoilers, so be careful, but we've only got a few screenshots in this one. And then if you want to see everything, go to the big one, right?
And we should also mention we just watched this. It's fresh in our minds, but we have not had time to research, do analysis, discuss it all. So this is our first impressions of the episode. So if we missed something, sorry about that.
Yeah, we missed, and let us know in the comments. You know,
that's why we do it.
This is a kind of show that we were hoping to start conversations, but we're not trying to misinform or get anything wrong. And so we might miss a couple details, and that's fine. So one of the screenshots jumped out. We saw Dolores with Arnold, real Arnold. Right. In the real world, on Earth.
This was something that was speculated by myself from the trailer for Season 2, that the black dress Dolores was the original Dolores, perhaps the wife of Arnold.
Yeah.
In which case, this has not been completely disproven by this, but this episode does show that that particular scene, that is not wife real Dolores. No. That is host Dolores. Arnold has brought her into the real world to kind of show his world to her, to see what kind of emotional response it would elicit in her. And we also know that she was brought into the host world at the behest of Robert, because they're going to use the host to kind of impress guests at sort of galas and things.
Right.
And she was being brought in for that purpose.
Yeah.
Also noteworthy to mention some from Season 1.
Yeah.
Reflections are a big symbology theme.
Oh, yeah. Good
symbology
call.
is probably not a word, but it's a symbolic thing.
You got it. It's okay. I forgive you. Yes, they are looking at their own reflections. Well, I mean, staring past them, but that obviously shows they're kind of like ghosts of ourselves that are mirroring our images.
And they actually speak directly about that near the end of the episode, but we'll get into that in the big long one.
In the big one, exactly. But I did pick this screenshot because of this quote here. After a while, it doesn't look anything at all. That's that's Arnold saying, like, remarking on how she's so impressed with this world of stars. She's like, the stars are scattered across the ground. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't look like anything at all. But that speaks to the phrase that the hosts use when they're looking at something that is is incongruous with their programmed reality. Right. They say, oh, this doesn't look like anything at all. So it's kind of an interesting comment on humanity. We sort of, the background of our world is so magical, but we're so familiar to it that it becomes nothing at all to us.
And the point that he's making here is that doesn't mean anything to him, because he's not looking at it through like the childlike wonder of new eyes that have seen it for the first time. So he's living vicariously through Dolores, letting her see something that's beautiful for the first time. It's a feeling he's forgotten.
I used to be impressed by my Prius, and now it just looks like a fucking Prius. All right, next one. Okay, this guy, not a super important screenshot, but this is Mr. Delos.
Have you forgotten his first name?
Dave Delos.
I believe it's James.
James Delos. Old J. Delos. But this is showing him in the park for the first time. Now, this is Logan's father.
Yes.
And they paused all these hosts here. So this is mid-sequence of Teddy and Dolores' loop, or one, one of their common loops.
Yeah, they paused right as the helicopter comes over.
Yeah, that's right. There's a helicopter.
So it's almost as though they did that because they didn't want the host to kind of freak out.
Yeah.
Maybe this is before they had the tech in where they simply wouldn't hear it, wouldn't see it.
Could be that, yeah. But so this is kind of backing up in a timeline, which also in the same sequence we have young William, after the events of Season 1.
Right, this is still post Logan riding naked off on a horse.
Actually, wait a minute. So the William, when Logan and William come in Season 1, is that before? That's after they've invested.
Well, that's after Logan has invested, and Logan is showing William, this is what I'm putting all my eggs into. This is the basket I want to invest in.
Oh, so his father hadn't fully committed yet, and that's what we're looking at in this. Okay, so this is after those events.
Yes.
But William has taken a turn, I would say. We'll talk about that in the long one. But his whole mental attitude is very different.
There's a very important connection that's made in this episode between something we saw in the previous episode and something we've been speculating about. We now know that William is the architect of this one particular thing, but we'll get there.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. And then okay, by the way, the theme of the name of the episode is Reunion. The theme is reunion, so we have kind of a reunion of sorts.
Yep, and then we have host Dolores again at one of these parties, in the white dress, the host dress, as you might say, and Delos Corporation
becomes one of their uniforms.
Right, she's playing the piano. She's one of these like welcome wagon sort of
tech demo.
Yeah, like the Walmart greeter of hosts.
This would be like if a Tesla was playing piano, like 5 years ago.
It's like the big plasma screen you see when you walk into Costco. Like, hey, look how amazing we are.
Yeah, try this on.
Yeah.
Except she's not doing noise canceling; she's doing noise creation.
Would it be terrible if there's like a little button on her chest and he goes, "Try me."
Push her. It's right next to
it. Has a ripcord in the back.
The cow says, "We're free." or a self-destruct button. I always like self-destruct buttons. Yeah, so anyway, this is in that world, and nothing else to say about this one. Shortly after, though, we find Logan being kind of a drunk rich boy going through some things, and they showed a thing on his arm. I think he's doing drugs.
Yeah. So the big
looks
mystery,
like things are degrading for him in his life.
The big mystery was, why did Logan riding off naked on a horse sort of discredit him in his father's eyes? How did William kind of usurp the throne? Now we find out. He pretty much showed that he was the stable one by framing Logan in such a negative light, and Logan turning to his vices, alcohol and drugs.
Okay. I wasn't even going with that. So do you think William staged it all to kind of paint him in a bad light?
Well, I think William set the events in motion where he basically took power away from him, which sent him spiraling downward into self-destruction, drugs, and alcohol. I don't think he planted him in that chair and stuck drugs in his arm. I'm not saying that.
Not in this setting. No. But as far as what you described, I was a little confused for a second with this whole set, because I thought that they would have explained Logan's story from the being naked on the horse up, and like there's still a gap there between that and right now. And I think they'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, it seems like the mystery of Westworld Season 2 is in the gaps.
They
leave it open, and then they're like, which episode are we going to get to where they fill this little particular hole?
It's almost like this whole show is 3 books that they're just blending timelines.
It's a little lazy, I think. It's like the mystery isn't in the intrigue of where the story's going. It's in what they haven't shown you yet.
Sure, yeah. But they're showing you results, and then just like how do we get here? And then they back it up. But all right, so another one, William is interviewing Dolores early in his investment into the park,
and this is pivotal. The park, this is reunion. I think this is one of the major things. I mean, we had a lot of reunions. We had Maeve and Dolores meet again. We had El Lazo meet with Lawrence and the Man in Black. William. We had William meet back with Lawrence. So a lot of reunions, but I think this is the most important reunion in the show.
Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Yes.
This. I think the main point of this scene, in my view, was sort of to highlight how William is starting to come up with a plan for how to exploit this.
Most. He's building his world. His business plan is born in this moment where he realizes, I can't believe I fell in love with you, and then he goes into his whole reflection speeches of what do people like to do more than anything? Look at their own reflection. Yeah. Because they see, and it wasn't the park, it wasn't you that I was interested in, it was that you allowed me to see my reflection in you, to see who I could really be, who I truly was. Yes. And that's what he's marketing.
And then I stare at my reflection, and I'm always like, wow, I didn't know I had so much Windex stains on my face. My mirror is gross. Yes. It's toothpaste stains, I guess, because I snarl while I'm... All right, then we get to... This is William, right? William who brought Dolores to show her this.
Yeah, he uses the line, "Have you ever seen something so full of splendor?" And he shows her the giant terraforming machines as though he's giving her a peek behind the curtain. It's like, this is the world we're building. This is going to be epic.
Kind of expressing his power to change this place. Like this is, look at what this is, me now. That's me. I control those machines. Therefore, I control this place. I think that's kind of the gist of that one. And then finally, Dolores and Teddy, who are kind of the she's the leader of this rebellion. Well, Maeve is too. They both they're little. Oh yeah, I should have done a shot of Maeve and Dolores. But anyway, I just like the way the horses are both looking off to the side.
I was about to say, it's like they had some sort of like meet up last night and they're both embarrassed and they can't look each other in the eye.
Yeah, that.
Or this that plus the fact that they probably have blinders on. Sure. I can't really tell.
This is like the horse version, the opposite version of when swans make a heart shape with their noses and okay. So anyway, I just thought this was a pretty good shot. I liked it. And Dolores and Teddy are going to be on more adventures. So anyway,
until Teddy drowns.
Which refers to episode 1.
And obviously this is all taking place in that 2-week gap. So we're filling in the little gaps. A little shovel of dirt went in this week.
Okay, there you go. Well said. So good episode. Did you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
It had a nice tone to it. I thought I was very intrigued by it. It stood out a little compared to other episodes. I thought.
And we will dig into that.
We'll get into that in the long one, guys. I have 560 screenshots to go through, which is actually low.
560 exhibits at our future trial.
At our future copyright infringement trial, but that's all right. This is fair use. We're adding our own commentary, nor are we claiming that this is our original work. Okay. This is analysis.
I did make the show.
This is community. I am Dolores.
Yep, played every role.
I'm Evan Rachel Wood, and that's why I stare at the mirror all the time. All right, guys, that's it. James, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Listen, like, subscribe, and click on stuff. We have lots of links in the description. Click on it. What else are you gonna do? It's time to move on to a new video. Goodbye.